What's up, everybody? This is Jarrett from Bowling for Soup.
Hey, this is Tommy Wiesel. How are you guys doing? Greg is here.
Hi, this is Frank Turner.
And I am Megaran.
And you are lucky enough to be listening to Upside Down Shark Radio.
Yeah, be upside down. Don't worry about it.
Hello and welcome to episode 56.
Very good, very good. Yep, you got it.
Last week's one of Upside Down Shark Radio, the premier pop culture podcast, where we talk about films, TV, video games, comic books, and more. I am one of your hosts, the debuting introing, I guess, Tom Baker, joined by a very, very poorly boy, my good friend, Craig Vaughan. Hello, Craig.
Thank you, I'm your good friend. That's good to know, thank you very much. I just wanted to see how long
that we get on.
Oh, of course, yes. I wanted to know how long you'd go with the announcer voice for, and you kept it going for a while then.
I always do an announcer voice. As soon as I have a condenser mic in front of me, I can't help myself but to go full Troy McClure.
Hi, I'm Troy McClure. And you remember me from such Upside Down Shark episodes as 1 to 50.
Not 51.
How have you been, Tom?
I have been fine. I've had a bit of a poorly tum today, but aside from that, I think there's just so much going around at least the southeast of the UK, where most of my friend group are.
The rear end of the country is full of disease.
Funny that. Full of diarrhea and sickness.
But I thought after a week off you'd feel refreshed, raring to go, Well, is that the case?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but you didn't mention why I was off last week, and why I couldn't record. I
thought you might like to fill the people in by yourself today, right now.
Well, thank you. I was speaking at a conference for my real job in London, to talk about Facebook marketing in front of a room of about 300 industry experts who probably already knew a lot more than I do. And as you can tell, I'm a pretty high-wired person at the best of times. So it doesn't take much to tip my heart over the scale of just absolute panic. So I just needed a week off just to make sure that I didn't say the wrong thing at the wrong time. I did plug the podcast to the group though. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I put my Twitter handle up there and mentioned that I have a background in podcasting. So I had to make myself sound somewhat interesting. I kind of tried to stack the odds in my favor by wearing the most ridiculous suit known to mankind before I got up there, because I thought if I was wearing a really loud suit, then it didn't matter what I said. People would only be paying attention to the suit, and so I could just get away with it. So I bought the most floral, dazzling suit I could find, thinking, great, like everyone's just going to think I bought a sick suit. Then I didn't watch this, but apparently on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, the first episode last Sunday night at the time of recording, John Barrowman wasn't wearing a similar suit. He was wearing the exact same suit. And so I was just like, everyone's going to think I copied Barrowman now. So I was a little bit disappointed about that. But I think the speech went well. It was a nerve-wracking experience, but it's done now. So now from now till Christmas, I can just focus on everything Upside Down Shark and make sure that I'm at least in the room 70% of the time.
That's some good percentages there. I like it.
Quick maths.
So you've got ready for now when we do Upside Down Shark live in the future. I'm sure you won't be bricking yourself at that juncture.
I mean, probably.
Let's take it as it comes, Craig.
Yeah, I'll just wear an even more elaborate suit, or maybe no suit at all.
I'm glad it went well.
You know how they say that you should imagine the audience naked?
Yeah.
I think we should take it one step further, and we should get naked.
It's easier if you're wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all.
I'll remember when I edit this to put up a picture of me in my ridiculous suit so that people can see the full effect of it, and me basically crying and looking 12 in front of a podium.
I hope you mentioned that you like avocados and you're into yoga as well.
Well, I did they did make you send in a little bio paragraph to describe who you are for the brochure first, and most people's were like pages of just like the most self-indulgent. I am a thought leader. I'm an influencer. My one was I did a couple of like really somewhat like horrendous lines like that, just like I work in a really good social team. I'm always looking for the latest trends, but my last sentence I wanted to take full control of, so I said I can also win a game of Connect 4 in 3 moves,
just like Chuck Norris.
Yeah. So I managed to fit in a Chuck Norris joke and slide it to me, so
very good.
That was the highlight of the whole day.
That's good.
So that was why I wasn't here, and I'm very, very happy with how you and the other guys handled things last week. It was a good episode. I learned
the interns. They're really they're doing a good job so far.
They are, yeah. We might pay them one day. maybe after we pay ourselves for doing this. But,
so far, we're just paying Dobby in back rubs, and Neil doesn't want us to touch him. So what can we do about that?
Yeah, all you can do is offer. But I listened to last week's episode on iTunes, but you can also find us on TuneIn, Stitcher, Castbox, YouTube if you want to see the video version. I'm not sure if this week will go out as a video version or not. It depends how well I can edit this Hangout recording. And if you are feeling kind and you're feeling inclined, then make sure to leave a review, subscribe to us on YouTube. All that stuff really helps. We've had quite a few, for us at least, subscribers join the past couple of weeks. So if you're a new subscriber, welcome to the Shark Tank. And if we could hit 100 subscribers by the end of the year, that would be fantastic.
Very good.
I think that's all the admin out of the way.
I think you haven't lost a spring in your step at all. We should probably say that we're not physically in the same room because I am still not 100% from my illness, and you've had some toilet problems today, haven't you? So
yeah, I almost broke the toilet on like 3 occasions today.
Oh my god! But it's okay.
Yeah, the toilet's fine. I'm not.
Send the porcelain throne my love.
But I send my lower bowel some love, man. That's
don't you ever ask me to love your bowels. There is some things I will not do in this world. Tom Baker.
My bowels, Tom Baker. Speaking of which, the little cutaway that you did for me last week, fantastic. Made my day.
Well, soon to be the premium anime culture podcast, in my opinion.
Anime is not my culture.
Anime is life.
No, it's not. It's really not. Anyway, so
UpsideDownShark.com.
Yes, sorry. All the links are there. I've missed one spring in my step, and it was saying that. Go to UpsideDownShark.com for all the great links to all the stuff that we do.
Shall we get on with it?
Yes. So as we record this, we are just coming off the end of a weekend of sales, promotions, giveaways, and whatnot. It's basically Black Friday weekend.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, that's where you're going.
And being that it's the most capitalist time of the year, I've just wanted to ask you, Craig, have you indulged yourself in any purchases over this weekend of purchasing?
It's the most capitalist time of the year. What did I get? So what's better, first off, Black Friday or Cyber Monday? What would you say? I
feel like at this point, then, it is just 4 days of exactly the same. Because originally, wasn't it? There was Black Friday was solely the brick and mortar stores. You go into a shop to get the best savings. And then Cyber Monday was when all the online stores like Amazon and everything put on their best sales. And now it's just everyone does everything all the time.
So I can tell you what I got. Because I didn't really buy that much, I bought most of my Christmas presents, and because I am an adult at this point, I would say I buy my stuff when I see it. So I like that. I look around for some prices, I buy it. Having said that, I bought Spyro Reignite Trilogy for $24.50, I think it was.
Pretty good.
I bought 2 loot crates for half price, because loot crates are all the rage, I hear. So
yeah, is this 2015 again?
I need to get me a Funko Pop vinyl that no one else will be able to get ever. So I got one of them for a Christmas present for someone. You know, Jose. You know, Jose.
Is it for me?
It might be.
Yes. I don't want it.
Okay, it's not yours now then.
Brilliant.
And that's pretty much. Oh, I got Astrobot for PSVR for £19.
Yeah,
So I
that
hear.
looks pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard just positive things. They call it the Super Mario 64 of VR, and
Interesting.
so all in all, under 150 quid. So that's not bad at all, I think. But I presume the reason this is on the docket is because you want to tell me of all the things that you have purchased.
Kind of. There is an ulterior motive to this. So basically, I am like you. I am a proto adult. I'm getting there. I'm learning. So the things I've bought in the Black Friday deal so far have been predominantly quite boring, and it's probably a really good way of enticing new listeners into this podcast. So I bought. The thing I'm most excited about is that I bought some more Tassimo pods for my Tassimo coffee maker, because Amazon are doing them in bulk at the moment, and boy howdy, it's getting to that time of year when you need an extra little bit of caffeine to wake you up in the morning. So I'm looking forward to that.
Okay.
In more interesting things, I too have splashed out on a VR game. I have bought Wipeout VR. Haven't had a chance to play it yet, but I'm looking forward to all the vomit-inducing bends, twists, and turns. So that should be good.
Very good. I highly that. If you just like Wipeout, then that is really good.
I do enjoy Wipeout, and I don't use my VR headset enough, so I want to have an excuse to use it more. But the real reason that I wanted to talk about Black Friday is that I was disappointed. I've got to be in Apple's lack of a significant discount on their MacBook Pros. You, my friend, know that I have been yearning and hankering for a MacBook Pro with a decent hardware spec for a good long while. And when Amazon's keep saying Amazon, Apple teased their weekend shopping event, because apparently they're too good to say Black Friday, over the weekend, I was expecting, I don't know, maybe at least a couple of £100 off a MacBook Pro, just to tip me over the edge and be like, yes, finally, it's a good time to buy one. But instead, they just offered a voucher on top of purchases to buy more Apple things, which I'm like, I don't need any more Apple things. So with that in mind, I haven't bought a MacBook Pro yet. But what I have done is set up a Patreon link at the bottom of the screen so people can donate to buy me a MacBook Pro. I haven't actually done that. I just wanted to sort of make that slightly...
It's actually a GoFundMe is what he has. So
Kickstart Tom's ownership of a MacBook Pro.
We are on the hardware side of UDS. We need some new hardware, but we're poor boys. So if anyone wants to give us some money ideas, we'll take it on board.
I mean, I don't even edit on my own PC. I literally use my work Mac to edit everything we've ever done. So
I'm not wearing any socks right now, and the socks I do have holes in as well. So God.
I'm not wearing any trousers, and I mean it's the 20th whatever of November now. So oh my God, it's a month until Christmas. I've just worked it out on the day we're recording.
It's 12 months until next Christmas. No, 13 months till next Christmas. Damn! I was almost at it.
Nearly. Anyway, that's pretty much the longest preamble we've ever done. So
that was Black Friday. That was preamble. I thought, it's a weird cultural thing to have in this country anyway, isn't it, Black Friday? Because we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but here we are.
Yeah. But speaking of which, what are you thankful for, Craig?
I'm thankful for you.
Nice.
I'm thankful for my partner. I'm thankful for this illness starting to go away.
Okay.
And I just thought, it's good to be thankful of life, because you can be pessimistic, but then here you are. You get it once. Let's go for it. And that's what I'm thankful for. How about yourself?
Don't miss your chance to blow. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. I'm thankful for...
Eminem lyrics, apparently.
Eminem lyrics, yeah. As you say, all the loved ones in my life. I am thankful that I get to record this podcast with you. Not many people in the world have the free time and good friends in their life to be able to record a podcast So that's always a good thing. I'm also thankful, in a way, that I don't own a MacBook Pro yet, because I'm sure as soon as I own it, I won't covet it. I won't yearn for it. I'll just take it as a commodity and just as just another thing that I own. But all the time that I don't own it, and I can just deify it in my eyes, then I love the chase. I love the chase, and
it's the golden goose in your life right now.
Absolutely, you need a target to aspire for, and short of like a car or a house, Mac products, Apple products are pretty much the most expensive thing you can buy day to day. So,
please comment below alternative laptop alternatives to a MacBook Pro, because there are probably lots there.
As long as it runs Mac OS, I don't really know what it is.
You want a Hackintosh? Their actual thing?
No.
Should we get to some pop culture news?
Yes, we have a lot to talk about today, but not really, because it's Black Friday, which means that no one really releases anything. But let's start with some movie news.
Okay.
What are you singing, Craig?
It's the gibberish theme from Lion King. I'm sure it means something. No, it's not.
The gibberish theme. I'm sure it is a language.
Arsene Wenger, badabisha badaba. See,
it's not like the people who put lyrics to the mumblings of Duel of Fates from the Star Wars Phantom Menace soundtrack.
I mean, they're one and the same, really, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Anakin and Simba do have parallels, don't they?
Okay, so Lion King has Disney are on a run of remaking everything into real life, and they are doing it with The Lion King.
Yep.
I don't think we're doing a trailer takedown of it because it is very bare bones trailer at this point.
At this point.
I forgot which word I was making fun of you of before the show, but
obviously you have to work it out.
Obviously. But yes, it is basically at this point, a real life Lion King. So just think the cartoon, think of it in real life, and there it is.
But when you say real life, people say this is a live action Lion King movie. It's not really live action, is it? It's CG.
Yes.
I'm not disputing that it doesn't look beautiful, because it does. It looks fantastic. If you haven't seen it, it's basically the opening of the original Lion King film, shot for shot, remade in glorious high detailed CG. And Simba looks really cute. The set shots look amazing, and I'm super hyped because I love the original Lion King. It's one of my favorite Disney movies, and the cast that they've got for this remake is pretty much stellar. They've got Donald Glover to play Simba. They've brought back James Earl Jones to play Mufasa. I believe John Oliver's playing Zazu. So yeah, I couldn't really have handpicked anyone better than that.
Seth Rogen's in it. They brought back Elton John for the music. It's going to be good.
John Elton.
That's what they call him.
Isn't his real name like Morris?
Clive Barksdale.
Clive Barksdale. I'm thinking of John Wayne, whose real name is Morris Micklewhite. No, that's that's Michael Caine. John Wayne's name is Marion or something.
Marion?
Yeah, his real name's Marion.
Elton John's real name is Reginald Keith
Dwight.
Kenneth Dwight. Reginald Dwight. Kenneth. I still think that's a good name for a musician, really. But
maybe we should start a band called Reginald Dwight.
We should do a lot of, because Upside Down Shark isn't a bad enough name for something we do already. So
hey now.
You're a rock star.
But
what's Madonna's real name? Before we.
I don't know. Is there a joke?
No, it's just Madonna. I've just.
Okay. I felt like there was some sort of a dated 80s joke in there somewhere, but apparently not. But are you excited for Lion King, Craig?
Yes, as you say, it's not obviously real, but it's CG, but it's still got a style of realism in there, with also, looking a bit stylized. So I am looking forward to it. It's going to be a stellar year for Disney next year with all the stuff they've got lined up. Let's just hope it's as good as Wreck-It Ralph 2, which I will be seeing soon.
Yeah, I'm actually really excited for that. Apparently, it is as good as the first one, and I really enjoyed the first one.
Yeah. So, are you looking forward to it?
I am. Yeah, I like my favorite meme from the trailer so far is when it's someone's turned on their GTX 1080 and it's just a side-by-side comparison of the original Simba and the new Simba. Yeah, and also the team behind it are great as well. Jon Favreau is directing, and he directed the Jungle Book remake.
He is a good director.
He's a good director, and I really enjoyed the Jungle Book. I thought that was really, really well done. So if it's anything like that, then I'm sure this will be fantastic.
Yes. Next year, just didn't mean to, throw this in here, but next year there are Captain Marvel, there's Dumbo, there's Avengers, there's Aladdin, Toy Story 4, The Lion King, and apparently Frozen, and Star Wars Episode 9. So it's busy year for them. They're going to be making that moulahs.
Yeah, they can add an extra 0 to their net worth.
Yep, and so Disney, if you're listening, we've said it before, but if you want to buy a podcast, you boys here, we need MacBook Pros. So
I never first shied away from being a corporate sellout, and I'm not about to start. So, but speaking of Disney, another trailer dropped recently, which was the Toy Story 4 trailer, and from that, there's been the announcement that Keanu Reeves is going to voice one of the characters, which is exciting.
Is he the Fork?
What Fork?
So you said you watched last week's episode, but we did a live trailer takedown of Toy Story 4 Tila Tracer and
Tila Tracer.
Yep, that's what I said.
Tila Tracer. I did watch it. I can't say that I watched it closely. I was listening to it. Yeah.
Okay, but yes, there is a the song "Wouldn't It Be Nice." That song. It plays in the teaser trailer 1, and all the toys are holding hands, and then there is a spork with googly eyes and what are they called? Pipe cleaner arms, and he shouts, "I don't belong here," and runs all over the place. So,
as most sporks do.
Yes. So Keanu Reeves as a Fork, why not?
Yeah, I'd see that. I've also heard the rumor that he may be just a John Wick action figure that joins the cast.
That would be really stupid. I'd be on board with that.
That would be pretty stupid. And again, I would be on board. I just want him to shout at some point, "I am an FBI agent."
Keanu Reeves, I feel I rewatched Matrix, the last one, yesterday for some reason. It was on the television, and I just ended up watching it. He has come leaps and bounds in his acting career, hasn't he? Then,
since the days of Bill and Ted, where all he did was go,
and what's the surfing one called? Which people?
That's the FBI agent one.
Yes, that is it. Yeah, him and Gary Busey. That arguing scene is hilarious.
They shoot the gun in the air, and then they riff on that in Hot Fuzz. That's good as well. So
I think he is going to be Slinky Dog dies, and Keanu Reeves just has to avenge his death by going against Buzz and Zurge and stuff like that. So that's what I think.
Yep, I'm fully on board with that as well.
Is it time for Track of the Week, or should we do some gaming news?
Should we do some gaming news first, and then slinging Track of the Week?
So there are some games, Tom, where I don't like to say "I told you so." But you were fully on board of the hype train of the new Fallout game.
I know.
And I was like, "Yo, dog, I played Fallout 3. It was right." And since then, I've just never really enjoyed them. And you're like, "Man, it's online. That's my stuff. I can't wait to be on there all the time." Have you played Fallout 76, Tom?
I played the beta when it came out.
And how was the beta, Tom?
It is really broken. I'm sorry. I was so wrong.
So how's so that was the beta released a week before the proper game. So they must have fixed some bugs and got it really up to scratch and stuff like that.
Nope.
No.
Apparently it's even worse now. So yeah, I'm really sad because it's such a good concept. Like Fallout online with your friends, exploring the wasteland. What's not to love? But then they sapped everything out of what made Fallout great. Which they were I enjoyed Fallout 4. But the big criticism from myself, as well as many others, was that they'd sacrificed the RPG elements for just straight combat. And so people were like, yeah, all we need is just maybe some online features, bringing back some of the decision wheels, some more of the RPG like leveling up elements, maybe just cut back on some of the combat. Like the combat's not bad in 4, but I don't want that as the primary focus of my Fallout games. And they were like, yeah, we'll take that on board. No way, actually, we're going to take out everything except the combat. So there is no dialogue between NPCs. All there is robots, and there is a lot of robots dotted around the wasteland who will give you random tasks to do, but you can't interact with them. They will just give you a task and off you go. And the only story comes out of cassette tapes and reading monitor screens. So basically, in a time when they're trying to innovate and everything, the only RPG elements they've had have come straight out of 1995. So I'm a bit salty.
It's a bit of a wasteland, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and the worst thing, more so than it being broken, because if the fact that it's broken, I mean, I haven't bought the game, so I have no stake in this. Like, it's broken, it's broken. My life doesn't really change much. The worst thing is that I know that it's probably going to be exactly what we want it to be in about 2 years' time. Exactly the same thing happened with Elder Scrolls Online, but no one plays Elder Scrolls Online anymore, even though it's actually quite a good game because of all the sour taste the original launch gave. It's exactly the same with No Man's Sky. It just, a botched landing can ruin a game's legacy and reputation, even if it's improved on in the subsequent years. So.
But with a Fallout game, you expect glitches and stuff like that, and somehow it just appears to me they will always be there. That sort of thing, no matter how many patches and stuff, they will always be problematic, which is sad to see.
Yep, it's just the nature of the beast, and some of the glitches you can make peace with, and you can say, it's just part of the charm of Fallout. Like, it's just a bit rough around the edges. But when there's like campaign-breakingly bad glitches throughout the game, to the point where I believe there's a glitch, at least it was in the beta, I'm not sure if it's in the full release, where it would just delete the game off your Xbox or PlayStation, just straight up delete it, the entire file, and you'd have to re-download everything, all your saves and everything like that would be gone, and I can't imagine anything worse. So if that's still in there, then that's unforgivable, but I can't verify that.
Well, I feel sorry for the people that bought it on release day, and all the reviews were pretty negative, let's say.
Mm-hmm.
And now I believe, at least in this country, you can get it for £20 off. So it's already dropped.
Same as America, because there was a big thing of they should give the people who bought it within the first week some sort of bonus content for free for lowering the price so quickly.
But I would just say there and that's why you don't pre-order games.
Exactly. I'll tell you who did do that situation best, though, was when Nintendo released the 3DS originally, and the sales on launch were absolutely awful. I did get one, and once they lowered the price on it, they started I think they called it the Ambassador Program.
Yeah, they were like, we're sorry.
When they offered anyone who bought it between the launch and when the price dropped, 30 free retro games that you could just download, and it was all really good ones, like basically a mini.
I remember Zelda was on there, a Game Boy Zelda.
Yeah, Game Boy Zelda. I think you got 15 original Game Boy games and 15 original Game Boy Advance games, and you got Super Mario. I think you got Icebreaker and a few other classics. So it was good. It was good.
From a software point of view, I remember Batman Arkham Knight. They released it, I think it was either day and date, and it was just broken for PC. Yeah. And they kept rolling out patches, and they were just like, we're really sorry, it's not the version you want it to be. We're really sorry. And then I think it was after a month, they were just like, if you don't want it, you can have a refund. But then they were also offering all the past Batman games, so you could have bought Arkham Knight, and then they took it down off the storefront. If you bought Arkham Knight, you could have all the Batman games and then still get a refund, which that is mental if you think about that. But
that is
it's service. Don't pre-order games unless you're really, really invested.
Yeah, or unless it comes with a sick statue that you're gonna enjoy anyway.
Yeah, get that statue to stand on a shelf and be dusty. Yeah.
Exactly.
What are you looking forward to in December? In positive news, shall we say?
With gaming, yeah, I mean, I put in the notes that it's been a slow week for gaming, and I think that is down to Black Friday. No one's really going to release a brand new game when every other game has been out for like 3 months, or in Fallout 76's case, a week for half price. So yeah, there's nothing really coming out at the moment, but I'm really looking forward to Smash Bros. That's going to be sick. It's not a new game, but I'm definitely going to pick up Spider-Man next month once I finish Red Dead as well.
Once you finish it.
I'm never going to finish Red Dead. It is my life now. It's my life simulator. I'm just a cowboy.
It's weird. I'm just the controls and stuff, like the little things about Red Dead, just keep me from getting invested in it heavily.
Really?
Yeah. I'm starting to get a bit sour on it.
No, I'm fully like all the little quirks and everything. I work around them. I work around.
Okay, well, it's not for me, but it might be for you.
I think I just always wanted to be a cowboy.
Something to argue about the Sharkies, maybe.
Yep. And what about you? What games are you looking forward to next month?
I'm curious. I have a morbid curiosity of Smash Brothers because I believe it will be the same. Like, it's still going to be Smash Brothers, isn't it? But I am really looking forward to Katamari on the Switch, which comes out next week or 2 weeks' time. It's the re-release of the first PS2 game, but it's a really good game, and I'm just looking forward to it. In that time, though, I've still got Astro Bot. Hitman 2 came out. I'm still playing that. Really good.
That's good.
So every time I play Red Dead, I'm just like, I could be playing more Hitman or Tetris. It's really bizarre. I didn't think this is the way it would be, but yeah, it is. Interesting. Do you know what else is interesting, though?
Oh, what is this so interesting, Craig?
Our track of the week.
Oh, nice one. Great segue.
Do you want to do it or should I do it?
You can do it if you want, if you've got the details up.
If I've got the deets, what I would say, though, is that if you want to listen to this track of the week, go to Not Your Girlfriends. Is it .com? Yes, got it first time. And it's spelled pretty weird. So look in our description below for them. And the track is No One Asked You Anyway. I don't have any other details to hand. So let's do track of the week.
Hang on. Before we do that, I do have some details on my screen.
Okay.
So, this track of the week is Not Your Girlfriends with No One Asked You Anyway. They are touring with our good friends of the show, Bowling for Soup. This week, actually, across the UK, you can see them as far as Edinburgh, as south as Southampton, and also in Bexhill-on-Sea. So, if you want to see them there as well, why not? It's a good way to spend a Saturday.
Yeah.
Definitely check them out there and give our boys in Bowling for Soup a high five should you see them. But without further ado, here is Not Your Girlfriends with No One Asked You Anyway. Take it, Craig.
Check it out.
While it's again. Get out of the way. No one has to anyway. Let's lead the way. No one has to anyway. We're tired of being pushed around. You're never gonna slow us down. And we don't care what you have to say. No one has to anyway. We've heard it all before. You think we're something to ignore. A patronizing broken record. Listen up, we will be heard. Get out of the way. No one has to anyway. Let's lead the way. No one has to anyway. Get out of the way. No one has to anyway. Let's lead the way. No one has to anyway. We're tired of being pushed around. You're never gonna slow us down. And we don't care what you have to say. No one has to anyway.
Hi, this is Frank Turner, and you are lucky enough to be listening to Upside Down Shark Radio.
And that was Not Your Girlfriends with No One Asked You Anyway from notyourgirlfriends.com, which is NOTURGIRLFRENZ.com. Whew, first time.
.com.
COM.
No.
Short for computer.
Is that actually what it's short for?
I don't know. Don't quote me on
I
that.
thought it was short for like communications or something like
It could be.
that. I don't know.
Do you have anything to add to that apart from that being a really good song?
I really like that song. I'm definitely going to check out more of their stuff. It has some of that. It's kind of like Bowling for Soup meets Paramore or something like that, or even a bit of Pattern Pending.
In this male-driven world as well, just all female band. Pretty good, pretty good.
Yeah, it should be more. And yeah, I'll be definitely keeping an eye on them in future.
So, Tom,
Yes.
you were correct. .com does stand for communications.
Does it?
So, communications me some music news.
The music news. Well, Craig, are you aware of a thing that's happening at the moment called BREXIT?
Yes, I believe it's been going on since my grandfather was alive, since the World War II.
1952.
Yep. It was a vote eons ago, and since then it's just been in the news ever since that.
And as you've pointed out, it's been going on for a long time, and there's been a lot of weird things that have been happening in the news cycle as it's been going on. We live in a weird time for news where it feels like anytime you can't get any weirder, the reality just becomes weirder than fiction. And this week has been no different, because are you also aware of a band called Wheatus?
There once was a band named Wheatus.
Are you going anywhere with that?
Nowhere that I can talk about on this show.
Okay.
Yes, I have seen them live a few times. They had a second coming a few years back, and I believe they're touring again now in this country.
I don't think you can call it a second coming if they never left.
I mean, it's weird because I don't know what happened, but they just got popular again. I don't know what it was. But yeah, that's what happened. They did the whole tour, a sellout tour, I think, a few years ago as well. So
Really? Was it like 3 people venues or something like that?
There was more than 3 people there. I can tell you that.
Speaking of which, I won't touch on it now because it's kind of old, and I'm not sure if you mentioned it last week. I don't think you did. But the whole thing around the band Threatin is also hilarious.
Oh yes, we didn't talk about that.
Yeah. Speaking of 3 people venues, goddamn.
I believe Wheatus have more of a pull than Threatin. I don't want to make that comparison, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh, threatened. But yes. So why?
A threatening to no one.
No. So why are we talking about Brexit and Wheatus?
Why are we talking about Brexit? I don't want politics in this pop culture.
Neither
podcast.
do I. I hear enough about Brexit on a day-to-day basis to last a life.
Bloody Europeans.
Oh, hey now.
You're a rock star.
But Brendan B. Brown, the singer of Wheatus, I didn't even know that he was his name until this article came out, but I'm so happy that it is.
Good name, good name.
Appeared on the BBC show Politics Live to give his 2 cents on the situation around Brexit, which is a sentence I never thought I would ever say, even with this weird news cycle that we're in.
There's lots of questions here, really.
Why him is the most paramount question.
How?
And I can't seem to find any real reason why he was on BBC's Politics Live. But in good news, he's anti-Brexit, which, I mean, I can subscribe to. And yeah, it's just really weird seeing him rock up with his really awful fringe, big old glasses.
Whoa.
And just where everyone else is wearing suits. It's great. I love it.
His justice top. Is that what it said? Justice?
I think so.
Yeah. It's not his fault he's got a bad hairline, right? Don't make fun of people for their hairlines.
I'm speaking as another man with a struggling hairline. So,
do you think he added anything to the conversation?
I don't think he said anything that was like revelatory or too insightful. But it's good to hear this perspective of someone who isn't a politician, who is just, for all intents and purposes, an everyman, and someone who is a foreign person working in the UK from time to time, obviously when he's touring. It's good to see how he thinks or sees things could potentially go.
And then he goes back to America where it's just a completely different garbage fire. So, it's here and there for him.
So he said that, and I quote, "I'm an EU passport holder, but the rest of my crew are not. What winds up happening is we do all paperwork to make sure we can come into the country properly. It's a fragile ecosystem to begin with, so it scares me a little bit, which is understandable. Like, there is going to be so much more paperwork and admin to do. So it makes you wonder how bands touring to the UK, how they might be affected by the situation. Will we see fewer tours, potentially?
There's already such a grasp on music because it's like, it seems like in a time where all the prices for everything went up, some music venues stayed down, and it seems like there is just a weird sort of playing field now where they're trying to stop fees and, second party sellers and things like that. And I feel like it could not be worth some musicians coming here if, like Megaran, he organises all of his own transport, his own venues, all that stuff. And maybe if it's more faff for him to travel here with all the equipment and stuff like that, he's probably just not going to do it.
Yep. Why would you bother when you can make easy money in other countries? So.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it's just nothing really that we haven't heard before, but it's just 2018 is like everyone says goes back to 2016 as the year that like news turned weird, and I feel like we've really jumped the shark when Brendan B. Brown.
It's easy for you to say.
It's like that exactly. Of Wheatus is on a official BBC politics show. Deadpan talking about politics. It's just.
I would watch. I think more people would get interested in politics, like the CBBS, the bedtime stories.
Yeah.
They have celebrities on to read the stories. Yep. If we had, just different celebrity people on Politics Live from time to time, I think more people would be interested. They
kind of do that with Question Time. I believe. I know he is kind of a cheap because he does have a lot to do with politics anyway. But Eddie Izzard's on there every now and then. Sometimes like in full drag, sometimes not. And that's pretty entertaining when he's basically taking qualified politicians to town. So, yeah. But speaking of Wheatus, a band that they often get confused with is Wheatus.
Because they once they from time to time cover Teenage Dirtbag in their live performances.
That's pretty good.
It is good.
They are synonymous with I almost said something there that could sound quite racist. With albums of color, in that they named their albums after certain colors. So they've had the blue album, the green album, the red album.
Oh yeah, and
the white album.
Hurley,
That's not one of their albums of color.
Pinkerton.
But Pinkerton is not either. There's
Okay.
2 other albums as well. And they have just announced that they are doing the next one in this series, the Black Album, featuring the first single, which has been colourfully titled, and I'm not sure if I can say this without getting demonetized, so I will let you say it, so that I can't be blamed.
All right, wait. Zombie stood. There you go. How was
There
that? Is that's still going to be demonetized, isn't it?
Nah, that'll be fine.
Okay.
Have you heard this song yet?
I've not. I've heard the one featuring the Fallout Boy, the Pete Wentz,
Wet Pete.
Wet Pete. Yeah, that's what they call him. But I have not heard this. Have you?
I have, and I'm a long time Weezer fan. I've
Say it ain't so.
I will not go.
It was worth it. It was worth interrupting you.
And I have seen a trend, particularly over the past sort of 10 years, where they have got more and more poppy and lost kind of their more distorted emo edge that made them big in the 90s. And this sort of fits that trend. And I'm not discrediting it entirely, because even weak Weezer is still like obviously super catchy and radio friendly and easy to listen to. But yeah, this one, it just doesn't quite, they haven't recaptured the magic of albums like the Blue Album, Pinkerton. Even the Red Album has a soft spot to me. But yeah, I don't know, it's okay.
So, like, for me, I was never really into Weezer. So I've just heard their songs through the grapevine and whatnot, and I've just got a playlist of all the good Weezer songs I've heard. So just one good playlist of all their songs from all their albums, and it's pretty okay to me. You know?
Yeah, I mean, they are very, very easy to listen to, and when they're good, they are fantastic. I tell you, the best work they've done recently is their cover of Toto's songs "Africa" and "Rosanna."
I listen to the Africa at least once a week. It's very good. I enjoy that cover.
Did you hear the rebuttal that Toto did for Weezer?
Yes, I did hear that as well, which was hilarious.
They covered Hashpipe, and I tell you what, I think I prefer their version of Hashpipe.
Now they're just going to go on stage together and, you know, just sing each other's songs. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
We Toto.
I didn't even know Toto was still around, so that's, you know, pretty funny.
I'm not sure how many of the original members are there, but yeah, they're still kicking.
But you said, like, they never recaptured that emo, you know, setting that they first came out the gate with. I think it's similar to Linkin Park. You can only be depressed for so long, and then you get money and your life changes and you don't want to be faking it anymore. So you just write about songs about what you know, and your life changes, and so does your music, you know. And people are going to complain if it's different, and people are going to complain if it's the same. So you just go with what you do. That's my opinion, anyway.
I do appreciate artistic integrity and just doing what you want to do. But yeah, I mean, obviously, it's just one of those things. You have personal preference of what you like, and
yeah,
I mean, I like sad songs. And again, segueing even further.
It's always a segue. If you say it's a segue,
yes, it is.
Bring attention to it.
Speaking of sad songs, are you aware of a little-known death metal group called Bring Me the Horizon?
My tears don't fall, they crash around me. That one?
I never thought I wanted to hear a Stained cover Tears Don't Fall, but now
it's been a while.
Bring Me the Horizon have been a band for about, I think...
Oh, wait, that's not Bring Me the Horizon, is it?
No, that's a very different band.
Bullet for My Valentine. It's the shortening of letters, BMTH. It just really threw me off. Okay, continue.
Sure.
Sorry.
Whatever.
I'm a good host.
You are. If anyone can host with you, then they can host with anyone. The Bring Me the Horizon have been a band for a long time, and they're another band whose sound has changed quite a bit over their discography. They started off pretty much the most brutal death metal, screamy, shouty stuff that you could ever hear, and now they're a weird genre in of themselves. Really, they still sort of market themselves as this emo act, but they use a lot of electronic elements and sort
They're
of,
more radio friendly now as well.
yeah, they've gone down a very radio friendly look. And again,
Not that that's a bad thing. First off,
it's not
you know.
necessarily a bad thing. I'm not a huge fan of their latest stuff just because I don't like Ollie Sykes, their frontman. He seems like he's very in love with himself, and that's not a trait that I find particularly endearing. So that's just me. But on their recent tour in the Netherlands, on Ollie Sykes' birthday, they dropped a 4-song medley of old songs that they haven't played in pretty much a decade. And I'll run you down them now. I'm not sure if you're aware of any of these. They did The Come Down, I Used to Make Out with Medusa, Diamonds Aren't Forever, and They Have No Reflections, which is the first time they played that in over 10 years. February the 3rd, 2008 was apparently the last time they played that song. So a long time. And as you say, their sound has changed quite a bit over the past decade or so. And a lot of their fans now will have only have known them for their newer, more radio-friendly stuff. So with all these Gen Z kids turning up at their shows, I just wish I could have seen the reaction when he just started doing the death metal growls amongst all of the poppy synthy stuff. I wish I could have been there to see their little faces drop in fear at this absolute brutality.
I do like it when you see a band live and they just mash up and medley a lot of their songs because maybe they don't have a long set list. I once saw Korn and they only had an hour and they just played a medley of 3 songs all in a row from different albums. And even if, you know, as you say, like Bring Me the Horizon aren't my sort of thing, I'm sure I would be able to appreciate the hardcore medley in its form.
Yeah, it's good when bands just do that just for the bands of it for no other reason.
Especially when you live, they must have practiced trying to link these songs together somehow, and in your head you're just like, okay, yeah, that works. I didn't think that would work, but yeah, that's good. And you're just surprised, and sometimes it's enough to get the goosebumps tingling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Coheed and Cambria do that quite a lot, but in the most painful way possible, because I believe it's the song Delirium Trigger off their very first album. Occasionally he'll just start playing the opening riff from that and then just break into a different song, and they haven't played it in ages, and it's just I just want to hear that song live, but they just tease it every single time I go and see him. And
if you've got your Upside Down Shark bingo card, you can mark off Tom has mentioned Coheed and Cambria.
What? The children of the fence. Members of the Coheed podcast, All Things Coheed, and the official global Coheed fan group, Cobalt and Calcium.
That's also my favourite toothpaste, so that's good to know.
Well, as long as there's some fluoride in there as well. Then.
Are they paying us for that plug, or is that just something that you just wanted to mention?
Oh no, they're just a podcast I enjoy.
Oh, okay. Do you know what podcast I enjoy, Tom?
What's that?
It's Upside Down Shark Radio.
Wow.
Do you know, if you want people to enjoy us too, I hear that rating us on Stitcher, Apple Music, and YouTube is a really good way to make us grow and flourish. How would you feel about that?
I would really enjoy to flourish. That is one of my top 3 activities to do week to week. Is I always try and fit in an hour a day for flourishing.
Very good. So if you want to do some ratings on various podcasteries across the land, we would very much appreciate it. Go to upsidedownshark.com. My Tetris review dropped yesterday. Why is that? Why are you smiling like that, Tom? What's that about? He's happy. We just started writing like some proper website now, so you know, check back there.
So good.
It's so
like really coming to life.
Yes. Apart from that, I'm good. You got anything to say before we go, Tom?
3 words.
Okay.
Mittens. Pen.
Okay.
Post-it note.
Okay. It's hyphenate. Post-it. No, they hyphenated. Does that count as well?
It's a 3-word hyphen just for the sake of the thing. I was just seeing what was on the table around me.
Mittens?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you get up to in your spare time is of your own accord. I've been Craig.
I am Tom.
We'll see you next week for more Upside Down Travel.